Okay, we're making Koussa today. Koussa, which is stuffed squash stuffed with
meat and rice.
Okay, and then there's a
basic.
And then there's a tomato sauce.
This is a basic.
The meat and rice. The
hashwa.
Oh, not the making of this because.
Well, I mean it's a basic dish. Koussa.
Basic. It's basic.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
She's schooling us in the basics.
But the meat and rice that we're making, you can use for grape leaves, cabbage rolls, and koussa. You can. I mean, so it's also you can use it for stuffing chicken or a turkey. In the old days, we used to. Do you remember when Cindy used to stuff
chicken? Yeah. It was turkey.
with
Yes.
rice?
Yeah.
This is the mixture. Oh.
It was like you think of stuffing like bread.
Yeah.
It was this. It was good. Very good flavor.
Very good. Very good. Okay.
Okay. So we have some, what's it called?
Eye round, top round, steak. You can use sirloin. You have here, what is this? You said it was?
Eye round.
Round eye
Round
steak.
eye steak. Okay.
And you're going to make small cubes.
Okay. And we have our squash.
Yes, and your rice. Did you bring rice?
I brought rice.
Okay.
Uncle Ben's.
Pat. Right here.
Okay. And what are you holding, Becky?
Homemade devices.
Tools, and they will be used to core out
Squash.
Okay. All right. We're on a good start.
Yes. Dark or dirty, like this. You just don't want to go deep. You just want to get the surface, like that, and then we're gonna do this side, like that. This is beautiful, beautiful. There, see how pretty that is?
Nice.
And give it a nice little wash off, and then I would set it aside and do them all.
Okay.
Okay.
And 4 cups of meat, 2 cups of rice. Because you've got a small feminine hand, and Byron can hold on to the other one.
So we cut them in half.
No, not really in half, because you want. So like if you're looking at this, where the lip
bulb
of
starts?
it, right here.
Okay.
And because this is going to be you're filling all of that, so you're going to be making your cut here, and then when you look here, this has got a little bit, so you're going to.
That's a very.
Hold it and stick it in there, and then go around, and then you're going to pull it out, and then this is what Cindy would cook, because she liked it with onions. Now, and so here you see how fat this is.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, this is the neck, so you probably aren't going to want to thin it up too much, but you'll as much as you want. I like the squash, so, and because I don't cook this, I might leave it fat, but someone else, if the idea is to get rid of your stuffing, you're going to want to core this puppy out until it will just hold mostly meat and rice. So that's what you're doing. And you don't want to go too far down. You don't ever want to poke it all the way. So that's it. And then you just work them around. I usually sit down and put on Turner Classic Movies or whatever in the background, or Hallmark, and I just sit, and that's what Cindy would do. Don't you remember? She'd have
sit there with the bowl
table, and then with her grape leaves or whatever, and she'd be working, and either where we were talking or in front of the TV. Remember that?
Yeah.
That's how come I do it, because that's what my mother, so that.
It's better than just staying in the kitchen for an hour and.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You're still part of the
mobile.
group. You're, watching a show, and it makes the time go by, and you don't. It's like people that knit or whatever. This is kind of like that. It's just something, and you're doing something with your hands, and then you have a meal.
Okay, this is a fairly large squash, and I've hollowed it out.
Wow.
Wow.
Good job, Byron.
Okay. Thank you.
Hiding.
She's running.
2 cups of rice.
The focus is on the rice.
And then if you want it more meaty, we still do 2 cups of rice. You just do more meat.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. What if you like rice?
You could do more rice.
Yes. There's no rule. You do it the way you like it. That's the beauty of making your own food.
Okay.
There's a little.
Your pepper, your cinnamon, and your butter. And, oh.
Okay.
Oh. Yeah. This is do more.
So how much salt did you put in?
Tablespoon.
Tablespoon.
Mhm.
For 2 cups?
Mhm.
And how much cinnamon are you doing?
Whatever it says. This one says a teaspoon, so I do 2, but I did more than 2.
That says a
in mine.
teaspoon?
That's what it says in
This
cinnamon.
says a tablespoon.
Oh. For how much rice?
1 cup.
That seems like a lot.
I did 3 teaspoons, which is
Okay,
a tablespoon for 2 cups.
Okay, so there's 2 teaspoons, so do 1 more.
That's how I seasoned mine. And
Okay.
You said it smelled good.
Yours smells really good.
So that's how I did mine.
Okay, then we will do.
But
1
you know what?
tablespoon.
This says 1 teaspoon. So this is different. Here, see?
Yeah. This is 2.
So a half teaspoon of pepper.
Pepper.
Bang.
And then you've done, and now the butter.
Now the butter.
And I did 2 tablespoons.
2 tablespoons.
It doesn't have the exact. Butter's good.
Of clarified butter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you mix.
With your hands.
She doesn't have to. She doesn't want to here. Here. Mix it in. All together, but it's easier to stir.
Oh yeah, no, this makes sense.
So there's a little bit of water in the rice because we rinsed the rice off.
But it helped melt the butter, so I
Yeah.
think that was nice. Okay, now the meat.
Dump and stir.
Dump.
Do it.
It's packed in there.
Yeah.
Dumped.
We like it packed. Oh, wait, there's a meat in there.
Oh,
Oh,
Becky.
you want that? How embarrassing. Okay,
Every last man. No one left behind.
that's right. What you doing?
I'm putting spoonfuls of the hashwa into the hollowed out squash. And then a step that I don't think I realized before.
Yeah.
So this is a big one here, so it's taking a lot.
That's a lot of hushwa.
But once you're done,
That's a man's meal.
That's a man's meal, she says.
we might.
I might eat that.
This would be good. This is getting heavy. So once you kind of get it in there, you kind of pack it in, right? Okay.
Packed.
It's basically full, and then you take your finger along the side of it.
Yeah.
And you kind of make it a little cavity. Trying to let it all
Why
come
do
out.
you do that?
And that is in there
Yeah.
so that the rice expands and doesn't just all fall out of the
So there's movement.
Yeah. And
Yes.
the juice can get in.
Oh, juice, because the juice is going to
and
be
the juice
tasty.
in there with the rice. So there they are.
Next.
What's
what do you
next
mean?
for the sauce?
Oh, well, open your cans, pour them in, stir them up.
How you make the sauce separate and dump it in?
Yeah.
Is tomatoes?
Just because it's the paste and the sauce, and you want to combine them all, and then add your
Sugar, right?
just a little bit of sugar. Maybe a teaspoon. You don't need a lot. I don't know what kind of tomatoes you bought, but most tomatoes are pretty good. They're not real acidic.
Okay.
Okay, it's tomato.
And that's the whole sauce.
Yep, that's the sauce.
And so,
Right?
Yeah.
and then so we're adding some water as well.
Yes, and then once you get it stirred up and it's pretty thin and it's a big bowl, and then you're going to pour it over.
Okay.
And you don't want anybody sticking up like this. You want everybody down,
Get
So,
down.
so you're gonna have to rearrange it
Okay.
Okay.
and make your puzzle fit, and then pour your sauce over it so that when you get your lid on, nobody's out of the pool. You know, maybe.
Do you need to rotate them at all during the cook?
No.
They're fine.
I always put the big ones on the bottom because these are thicker and tougher
Oh, okay.
squash. Your littler guys are tender. They'll cook up faster, and your meat and rice will all cook about the same. So you're just, making everything.
So do you add water while it's cooking?
No, you shouldn't need to.
So how much water do I add? That's what I don't understand.
You want it to cover.
Okay.
So like what it said in there for the sauce, I think it said like a paste and 2 sauces, 8 or 16 ounce, or I don't remember. Whatever it said in the book should be right.
Okay.
And just a little bit of sugar, maybe a teaspoon. You don't need a lot. What does it say? Those are beautiful pictures. Yeah, see. So, here, see. This is a
1,
6 ounce, so you're doubling it. So you need, and then you'd have your sauce. There's 4, so I used the bigger one, so I did 2, so you do 4 of those. And then I would probably just do a teaspoon of sugar. I wouldn't put that much sugar.
Pass.
Do you want it sweeter?
I don't know.
My kids don't like it sweet.
So how do you know when it's done?
You'll see the meat and rice. The rice is puffy and looks cooked. The meat's cooked. You can actually take like a fork and just kind of touch the side, see if it goes in a little bit, if it's tender.
Is the last thing to cook is the squash or the meat? You think?
Probably the rice.
The rice. So
Yeah.
if you cut one open and the rice is still crunchy, you're not
It's
done.
not done, but you'd know.
That doesn't
you're
happen.
You're gonna know if you're going to cook it an hour anyway, maybe an
On
hour
a
and
fairly
half.
low heat. You said you bring it to a
Simmering
boil.
simmer, like a simmer boil. Bring it to a boil and then turn it down because you don't want to scorch it,
Okay.
and then let it just cook. And it should always stay covered in the sauce. See this big papa here? It's going to be on the bottom of the pan. You want
Okay.
that one down.
And with the little hole.
Up.
Up.
You just put the hole up, and because then your meat.
Oh.
I don't know. Maybe it doesn't make any difference. That's
That's
how
why
I
you do it.
but
Okay.
might not matter.
We're doing it Candy's way.
Might not matter though.
It might
But
matter.
it might matter.
Well, be consistent, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah.
So you're looking at a little bit more than an hour
Yeah.
on
Probably
the
an
lower.
hour and a half.
Okay.
And it should, and the sauce will thicken, and your meat and rice will be definitely look done.
Perfect.
And then you'll take out one of these little guys and taste it.
Yeah. Okay. I'm excited.
You could take out a bigger one.
Yeah. Are we good? Any other
Good.
questions, Becky?
Delicious.
What do you typically serve with it?
Oh, big solid tub. Maybe some zaytunes. And you could do bread, whatever bread you have. You could do pita. You could do rolls, like hot rolls. Oh, the kids love it when they do the hot rolls. But then they have to make sure they eat, and then they can have their 3rd roll.
Where do you get hot rolls at?
The recipe.
Oh, you're making them. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All
You can
right.
do Rhodes rolls. Rhodes rolls are good,
Yeah.
but I have everything, so I just make them.
Okay.
So here we are cooking, and definitely a taller pot would have been better because you have less problems with guys. You would have a fewer amount poking up. I'm rotating these guys a little bit and trying to keep it going good, but we're full, very full here. Try not to make a mess, and I'm just kind of letting it go.